What's up, Facebook people? If you're wondering what I'm doing on your Facebook page, well, I'm Shane, and I'm going to be helping James and Amy Zier out with their Facebook page for Tastefully Done Marinade. I'm going to be what you'd call a modern-day caveman advocate. Going to be talking sports, hunting and fishing. Going to be talking grilling, stuff like that. Anything that would help you guys out as far as leveling up, as far as your caveman status. And what we're going to talk about this week, we're going to have a contest at the end of this video, so stick around. We're going to have some tips at the end of the video as well to help you keep from getting chopped at your own home if you're doing some grilling at getting where it should be. If your wife's threatening to take away the grill from you, you better stick around to the end. First thing I want to do, I want to talk about a show on the Food Network called Chopped. Now, I'm a grown man. I don't watch Food Network. Hopefully you're a grown man, don't watch it either. However, I don't have a whole lot of control of what's watched in my living room in my own home, so I'm starting to wonder about my grown man status myself. I have a lot of leeway in football season, but other than that, pretty much wife and kids watch what they want to. And around week 17 in the NFL, as far as football season, I start getting a lot of death threats, so that comes to an end as well. Basically, Chopped is a show on Food Network. Got 3 condescending judges that basically judge some amateur chefs that come on the show and try to win like a $10,000 prize. These so-called celebrity chefs are pretty ridiculous, real condescending. They compliment the contestants for about 10 seconds, then they start dropping hammers on them. The food was not sweet enough. The food was not sour enough. The food lacked depth. I have no idea what that even means. They're just trying to fill up space with their words, basically. So what I'd like to see on Chopped is a bunch of southern country folks get on there and probably see some contesting on judge violence. Some forks to the head, possibly a shish kebab to the ear. Country folks don't put up with criticism of their food. I know my mother wouldn't have put up with that. And as far as the 30-minute time limit, I'm just going to tell you right now, 30-minute time limit, my mom would have said, I'll have this meal ready when I'm ready. I don't need you telling me I got 30 minutes till you're ready to eat and test this out and see if you like it. That wouldn't play. My grandmother either. She'd put what's on the table, and if you didn't like it, there'd probably be some violence. Some angry people, violence is what I'm talking about. And if you hear a car in the background, that's a car in the background revving up the engine. I'm not sure what's going on over there. If you hear dogs barking, possibly a train whistle. That's the dog barking and a train whistling. I can tell you that right now. So don't panic. The main thing is not to panic. Back to the Food Network. One of the worst judges on the Food Network, one of the worst people probably on the planet is Bobby Flay. And he's one of the judges on some of these shows. He appears on Chopped. He's real condescending, probably one of the worst judges you could find on there. He's managed to make a lot of money. He even appeared on ESPN the other day showing some of the hosts on ESPN how to make hamburgers. And I'm pretty sure everybody in America knows how to make hamburgers. I guess that was just a way for him to spend 30 minutes to stack some money in his bank account a little bit higher. However, people seem to like him or whatever, so he's made a bunch of money doing it. And I'm sort of getting off track with the Chopped rant, but it just gets me fired up. I don't like these people. I don't like the show. I wish the Food Network kind of didn't exist in its current form. It'd be better if it was taken over by some decent people who showed better. There are some good shows on there. I don't watch it. Let me be clear. I do not watch the Food Network. But Chopped is one of the lower form, and the nerd that hosts the show seems like a nice guy. I just don't think he should be there. He probably should be in like a nuclear reactor monitoring a bunch of gauges. That's all I'm saying. He just seems like he would be better equipped to do some algebra, possibly some accounting. I don't need him telling me what's coming up next, because I'm pretty sure I know what's coming up next. They're going to cook some food, and the judges are going to criticize it. And that's going to wrap up the rant. I don't know where else to go with that. I feel like my blood pressure's gotten up a little bit. I'm going to give you some tips to make sure you don't get chopped from your own grill. Tip number 1, use marinade. Use marinade when you are grilling. Injectables are not the way to level up. The reason is marinades will coat the surface and everything, and if you're eating chicken or deer, you're going to eat the surface of the meat. Injectables don't touch it. Number 2, drain the meat. If you're cooking wild game, drain it overnight in the fridge, gets the blood out, and then you marinate it. Tip number 3, pretty obvious, use Tastefully Done Marinade. This marinade is different from others. It uses fat. You have to use the fat. It binds the marinade to your meat, and most marinades leave that out. I don't know what they're doing, and they don't either. And I don't want this to sound like a commercial. Now we're going to come off with a commercial, but that's it. And now we're going to do a trick shot, fishing pole, bounce off, double bank, calling my shot, double bank off the barn into the 5-gallon bucket from 42 yards away. Here we go. Okay, for this trick shot, I'm using a K-cup plastic insert, which does not work very well. That's why it's in a hole in my yard now. Going to be trying to hit that with this little practice plug on the end of the fishing pole. As you can see, that's not going to be very easy. And I'm going to be like 20 feet away. So, it may take 100 tries, may eat up my whole week. Finna find out. Okay, about the contest I mentioned. It's pretty simple. Couldn't be any easier. Just need 3 people to like, share, comment. I'm going to have 3 winners that do all 3, like, share, and comment, and also the 3 that have the most creative comments for the video. And the 3 winners are going to win 2 jars of the Tastefully Done Marinade each. Okay, about this trick shot. Wasn't much of a trick shot, pretty big failure turns out. 3 points about doing trick shots. You see them on YouTube with basketballs, ping pong balls, people using shotguns, professionals, don't try that at home. Trick shots are not easy, could be dangerous, and you need a cameraman. Didn't have a cameraman, nearly broke my phone, did break the end of one of my fishing poles, and turns out I've got an ant problem where I tried the trick shot. Got to take care of that in addition to everything else that I got going on this week. So that's the contest, and footage you'll see is you can tell it's not a success. Tried to make it a little bit too hard. I mentioned trying a 5-gallon bucket with the fishing pole, trying to hit that from like 40 yards away. Tried it with a smaller option, the K-cup, like goes in your coffee maker. Pretty small, it's basically a thimble. So if you want to try that at home and see if you can do it, I couldn't do it. Maybe you should use a solo cup. It's at least a little bit bigger, or try the same thing I did and you can embarrass yourself and your whole family like I did. So there it is. Got 3 people going to win some marinade, and hopefully in the upcoming couple weeks you guys can try the trick shot for yourself with a fishing pole and see what kind of luck you have with it. Watch out for cats getting in the way. Try not to break your iPhone with the fishing plug, and it's possible to get hung up like you would at the lake on a branch, because I have had that happen a couple times, so I had to clean up my yard from a windstorm after the trick shot. A lot of work and not a lot of success.